doot.
Doot? Just doot.
Just doot.
All right.
See, that's the power of... It's the power of subversion.
When you say that, I'm going to have to put a picture of, like, the Revenant from Doom with the fucking trumpet.
He's so good. It's one of my favorite memes. You can kind of just use in a lot of different contexts because you can just jam him in anywhere.
Have you seen it? I mean, of course you've seen it. The E1M1 played with the doot sounds.
Have you seen the running in the 90s but with the doot sound?
No.
He like drifts in the car. I forget what it's called. In the tofu car, he drifts in a graveyard.
It's an old Corolla. It's an old Corolla, man.
Yeah. It's amazing. So good.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, people are going to listen to this. They'll be like, what? These guys always start on the weirdest fucking topics.
Yeah.
We're a gaming podcast, and somehow it always starts with brass instruments. That's it.
Oh no. Look, it's tied into gaming because it's the fucking the Doom thing.
It is Doom guy, Doot guy.
It's fucking classic gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mate.
Kick us off, big dog.
Welcome to NULLSCORE, where Jim posts strange things on Twitter and Hamish spends all week wondering what the actual fuck, but waits until we record the podcast to ask me about it so he has all my answers on tape. My name's Jim, and this is my co-host, Henry Rollins. How does it feel knowing your spoken word's better than William Shatner's? You don't know who Henry Rollins is.
I don't know, dude. I just got whiplash from that intro. I was like, yep. Me sitting here talking what the actual fuck, and then you were like, hey man, what about spoken word? I was like, what? Hang on, what? It was in one area, they got immediately pulled to another one. But yeah, that's like half of our time is we'll go to, like, I'll hit you up on Discord or something like that. Be like, oh, did you see this, Bog? And then you'd be like, oh yeah, we'll wait for podcasts to talk about it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like because we record this every Saturday, we talk way less than we ever did before.
Yeah, because
we
we're
see
both
all
like...
these things happen, and we're like, I'm gonna save this for the podcast. Like we're saving what could be hours of just us messaging back and forth during the week, and we try and condense it into an hour on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, pretty much. Very intense side effect of content creation.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like
by being
really
more social,
weird.
You're less social.
Yeah,
it's
man.
pretty nuts. So you have prepped most of the docket today, and I'm kind of here for the ride. I'm Reaction Andy today.
Okay,
this morning.
Well, I mean, not really, because I think the first thing that I want to bring up is something left over from last week, which is what I have written in the script. Do you want to read what is in the script, or do you want me to read it?
Well, it makes more sense if you read it because it's written in the first person.
Okay. My tweets that are clearly causing Hamish intense stress and discomfort.
I don't know if I would say intense stress, but absolutely discomfort. I have been like, because here's the thing, right? My Twitter feed's very, very strange. It's made up of like equal parts Rune Terror, the Payday 2 Twitter account, which by the way, hilarious. And then like there's this weird smattering of like Christina's like people that she interacts with, because I must interact with Christina's tweets a lot. So I get a lot of like foreign language tweets as well. So my feed
how
is
weird
just,
is that? Let's just for a second, I want to say that like Tina's posts, most of them make sense. There's a lot of like PUBG stuff, but then every now and then there's like there's these other ones that are in different language, and like it's so close to like it almost feels like shit posting, but I know it isn't. It's just that I don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly. And the best part is when they start it in English and you're like, oh, great.
And then they switch.
A post I can understand, and then they just switch.
It's like half a sentence in English, and then it just starts going, blah, 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 la. And I'm like, what the fuck is la? Why is it like every third word in this fucking tweet?
La. They're like, la, la, la. La, am I right? And I'm like, I don't know if you're right.
I don't know what this is about.
Oh my God. It's cooked. It was cooked. Very, very confuserino.
All right. So my tweets, where should I start here? How far back do I need to scroll? I don't know where it is that you started.
Okay, so the reason why I picked up on this is because there was this Twitter user called Cal, and
Oh, yeah.
she had simply posted "Small Meat September," and then you had replied, "My time has come." So I screenshotted that and I posted it to my own Twitter, and I was like, "You okay there, Ton?" Like,
I forgot to answer that. I meant to fucking respond to that, and I was like, "Oh, I'm busy right now, but I'll do it." And like, I'll do it as soon as I'm not busy, and then I forgot. That's like a week and a half ago now.
Jesus. So take us through what leads you to make that post? Like, what?
I don't know. It just seemed like a funny response. Like she's saying, "Small dicks are in this month." I'm like, "Yes."
We in it,
Here
boys.
I go. I mean, I have a girlfriend, so obviously not. But also, like, I don't know. It's just thought it would be funny. Clearly, it had a reaction from you. You didn't. I like how you took the time and effort to screenshot the post, post it again, and tag me in it, asking me if I'm okay. But you didn't like my tweet. You fucker.
Oh, that's true. I'm a horrible
It's like,
person.
I can't support this tweet. I don't
Not only-
approve of this message, but I'm going to bring attention to it.
Not only did that happen, but I'm pretty sure that my "you okay" ended up getting more likes than the
I think
original
so, yeah.
reply.
I think so, yeah.
I felt bad about that one.
Like I knew what
What
I
else-
was doing was not making an original joke. There's probably heaps of dudes that made the same fucking joke there.
absolutely, absolutely.
But I think the reason I did it was because when I saw it, it had been up for like 5 minutes or something. Like it wasn't up for very long. And I was like, there's no one else has commented on this yet, so I'm going to be the first one to make this shit joke that 100 people are going to make. That's all it was.
God damn. What else?
Is that
we
the
got
only
here?
thing?
Well, there's this mint ice cream guy. He's this guy called Sorry TV. He goes, "Imagine not liking mint chocolate chip ice cream. Imagine." And then you come in and you go, "Don't have to imagine. It's garbage."
It is. Fuck mint. Fucking mint chocolate chip ice cream. Get the fuck out of here.
Do you think mint chocolate chip is the worst ice cream? Or
No,
do you
I don't think
it's
it's the worst.
What's the worst ice cream you've ever had? Can you think of a time when you gone to like a Baskin Robbins or something like that?
No.
You looked at
No,
all the
'cause
flavors
most of
and you
these
were
are
like,
good.
"Yeah, no, that one's garbage."
Like most of their flavors are good in their own way. Like, but I'm like I can eat vanilla or chocolate and be fine, but I can also eat like the rum and raisin or like whatever fucking other weird flavors they have, and typically like them. Like I like the peanut butter ones. I like the chocolate chip cookie dough stuff. The only ones that are ice creams that I remember eating and going, yeah, I can't find a way to enjoy this, have been like the dairy free ones. Some of them are good. Some of them are like, I don't even know what they have done to it. But they're just fucking foul, man. They are rancid. So fucking bad.
Jesus.
The consistency's fucking weird. The flavor's completely wrong. It's like, how can you put a label on this that says ice cream and sleep at night, knowing that this is what you put out into the world?
Yeah, you've let poison out into the
Yeah, you
ecosystem
fucking-
and you've passed it off as confectionery. Yeah.
Fucking terrible.
I don't know if you'd even consider ice cream confectionery, but it doesn't matter. Point is, yet another back to back. By the way, can we talk about these two ones? So a user called Caitlin or @SupCaitlin said male birth control is free and it's called having 2 monitors and a light up keyboard. I responded and I said I have 3 monitors. Is that like double bagging it, right? And then you come in with the fucking over the rope. From downtown, I have 5. What does that mean for me? Genitals removed completely? Just, oh my lord. And the way that we interact with some of the Twitter people is next level. I think, and then the one above that I think is fantastic. Nerd City says steampunk except powered by jars of cum, and you've gone absolutely not. That's it.
No,
So
I don't want that.
yeah, we're just like we're making sure that we keep a consistent pace up here.
There's the Sequisha one. The guy who mostly streams Tarkov.
God, I have to.
My folks out there, wash your pillowcases, use moisturizer on your face, trim or shave your armpits, and take some vitamin D supplements. Try to squeeze some push-ups or physical activity into your day. Just some suggestions to help improve your daily life.
Why would he say?
Well, that's what That's what I said. Look, I respect your manly stash and everything, but there's no fucking way I'm doing anything to my armpit hair, dude.
I mean, everything else made a whole lot of sense. I was like, it's like wash your pillowcases. Okay, yeah. Not enough people do that frequently enough. Use moisturizer on your face. Absolutely. Dudes are relatively notoriously bad at skincare. Vitamin D supplements. I mean, if you're a gamer, you're not going outside a lot. I can see why that might be a thing. Yeah. Push-ups for physical activity. It's a classic. Try to trim or shave your armpits. Why? That's just way out of left center. Everything else was
that one.
Everything
I
else
like how
was
he
pretty
didn't end on that too, so it didn't see. I can't tell if it's a joke or not. Because if he ended on that, it'd be like, oh, all these other serious things, and then this dumb shit at the end. It's clearly a joke, but he puts it like the second or third thing in there. It's like, why? Why is this part of your routine? Is this one of the things that you do like once a week? Just like, well, it's Wednesday, time to shave my armpits.
Unbelievable.
This other guy, at one streamer who you know deserves partnership, not because of numbers or stats or any bullshit, but because they're a decent fucking human being, make good content, and are down to earth and not fake as fuck. I knew what he meant, but I decided to fuck with it anyway. At Viscerous TV should partner with at Huggies, so he doesn't have to run to the toilet after a coffee during the podcast. And you ignored it.
Absolutely. I was like, nah.
I'm not interacting with that. Fuck this idiot.
Yeah, no, it's bro. Like, listen, Killer Coffee. It gives you that boost and it tastes fantastic, but everything comes at a price. Right? You need to pay the ferryman.
Did you follow your childhood dreams, or are you forklift certified? So I just replied with fuck.
Are you forklift certified? Oh no.
Fuck.
There you go. So if you guys want to check out more of the Twitter memes, you can always follow us on Twitter.
I feel like we're gonna end up as kind of like Aqua and General Sam on Twitter, where like you're posting all the helpful or wholesome stuff, and then I'm just coming in and like, you know, paint like drawing crude fucking penises on things. And,
lol, come and piss.
Hey, look at this thing he made. Kind of looks like a swastika. Really makes you think about him, doesn't it? You're like, dude, no, stop.
I'm really trying out here. Holy moly. Another big thing that happened, well, actually two big things that happened in the Twitter sphere recently. Well, do you want to talk about the September or Xbox thing?
That was another leftover from last week, so we can do that if you want.
Well, I think that we'll start with the September one, and then I'll talk to you about this Xbox thing, because I think it was done absolutely brilliantly. The September is an example of how not to handle social media, I think. Basically, Twitch every year holds this, I don't know, would you call it an event of sorts? I suppose you'd call it an event.
Look, it was an event of sorts. Now it is basically a scam of sorts.
Well, I mean, realistically, you're not getting any greater value than you have in previous years. You're not getting any less value either. But the fact that they really took away from it right at the get-go kind of, knocked a little bit of the fun out of it.
Long-term viewers aren't getting as much out of it, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like doing a regular Christmas, right? And then they're like, oh, okay, next Christmas we're going to do it on a yacht with free champagne, and everybody gets their own yacht to sleep on. And you're like, oh, fuck yeah, this sounds amazing. This is great. And then you get to like November and they're like, oh, wait, no, regular Christmas. It's like, okay, well, regular Christmas is cool, but I was really excited for Turbo Yacht Christmas. This is basically what's happened with September. So for those of you that are confused, let me explain. Every year, Twitch does an event called September. In September, subscriptions to Twitch channels for people that are not currently subscribed, I believe, are half price. So the idea is that I think you can gift half price as well.
I think that was last year. I think like resubbing. The first time I was in September, resubbing to a channel or subbing to a new channel, basically any subs were half price.
Right.
The next year, I couldn't sub to anyone for half price, but I could gift subs for half price to other people, which was like, I was like, well, I mean, I'd rather just be able to sub to people that I want to instead of having to gift subs to other people, but whatever. So I gifted a few subs. This year, What have they done, Hamish? What have they done this year?
Well, that's the thing, because one other core component here is that the revenue that is sent to the streamer is not affected. So the creators' end of the deal is not affected. So they still receive full revenue as a regular price subscription. This year, one major addition has been, or one major change to the subscription model was added in, and that was long-term subscriptions or multi-month subscriptions. The idea was that before you could subscribe at different tiers and receive different benefits. Tier 1, 2, and 3. Think of it like a bronze, silver, gold sort of deal. Now they're allowing for 1, 3, and 6, and I think even, can you get a 12-month? I think 6-month is about as high as you can go. In one go. So the idea is that you don't have to renew it every month. You can just pay it up front and then it's all sorted with, right? Now, naturally with September, now you're looking at not just having, a sub for half price for 1 month. You're looking at potentially knocking, for Australian viewers, for a 6-month sub, knocking $30 off the top, which is a decent value proposition if you're subbing to, maybe you sub to 2-3 channels. That's like $60-$90 you save, right? Now that's a pretty heavy use case, right? But it's not unimaginable to see somebody subbing for 2-3 channels and wanting to go ahead of it. Now, people found out that you couldn't get the September benefit if you just attempted to resub at an extended level. However, if you cancelled your current subscription and then resubscribed with the long-term sub, you got the benefit of the September discount. So what people were doing is they were unsubscribing or cancelling their subscription from streamers they really liked, and then they were resubbing for long periods of time with the September discount.
Yeah.
Now, this is pretty pog, right? People are subbing left, right, and center. Long subs, streamers are getting some pretty good revenue. Everyone's having a great time. People are sharing it on Twitter, yada, yada, yada.
We can't have that.
No, sir, we can't have that. Twitch jumps on Twitter and they say, we have fixed the bug where people were able to cancel subscriptions and resub at a
Well, I have the
price.
tweet here. Their exact wording. We discovered a
go
bug
for it.
with the September promotion, which allowed subscribers to cancel and resubscribe to a channel using the promotional discount. To clarify, September is reserved for first-time subscriptions to channels or Prime/gift subs continuing to a paid subscription. We've patched this bug. However, we'd like to stress the following. Users who purchase subs via this bug will keep the promotional pricing. There is no impact to creator revenue. We are very sorry for any confusion or disappointment this may have caused. And disappointment and confusion it did cause.
Absolutely, it did. Confusion less so, disappointment very much so. Yeah. Basically, I took the position that I think a lot of other people took, which was I'd love to talk to the PR rep that decided to use the word bug and think that people wouldn't be pissed off. Look, even if that was your intention, I mean, well, actually, you know what? Let's say it was their intention, right? And clearly it is, right? Because they've gone to the effort of, having themselves crucified on Twitter. You should have made that clear right from the get-go. Right from the get-go. Like, it's like you said. People don't know what the rules are. They change every year, from year to year, right?
Well,
and people will always game the system, right? Could you imagine if Twitch was like, hey, listen, this is a bug, right? But us being good guy Twitch, we're going to give you 24 hours. 24 hours to run it out, and then we'll sort it out, right? They might take like a massive hit. You might see people just rushing to do that sort of stuff.
Well,
I
don't believe they'd take a massive hit. I think they would get
thing.
a bunch of fucking money because heaps of people would be slamming, 3 to 6 month subs. I think it's also worth me. Like all these other people have made a different point to you, which I think is completely right. Trent Braidner.
Oh, is it the
plays
Trent AU guy?
Tarkov PUBG. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Where is the love for the long-term supporters? I honestly don't expect a first-time sub to commit to 3 to 6 months up front. Another person, Ashley Christ. Why? This September is almost useless to us. Streamers are growing engaged.
Ashley Christ, I know. She's a stream coach of sorts. Yeah.
Growing engaged, long-term communities and relationships. Why doesn't September support these types of viewers versus solely new ones? There's such little benefit here. You could have done better. He's absolutely right. There's heaps of people saying the same thing. Why wouldn't you try to catch the people who are already subbed? Because they're the ones who are more likely to commit to 3 to 6 months. No one new coming to your channel or my channel or probably many other people's channels for the first time are going to go, oh, I like this guy. I'm going to sub for 6 months. They're not going to fucking do that.
I also very much doubt that, and I call them, they're sort of like the Twitch philanthropists. You know, people that just get a huge kick out of gifting and donating like large amounts. I very much doubt that these people are going to be gifting and donating like subs at, you know, like 6 month subs to randos. I think
the only person I know of who could think that would be Kink. I could see Kink doing something like that to someone like you or one of the other handful of streamers that he really, really likes. Like maybe Hannah Biella.
Yeah.
Like he would do that maybe for you guys. But he is like, there are not that many people like him. This kind of thing might benefit people, you know, huge streamers like Pokimane, who have that many fucking whales in her chat who are like, look, I gifted 6 subs to like 20 people, like 6 months sub to 20 odd people. Notice me.
I wrote a Pokimane joke into one of my recent scripts. I thought you'd be quite proud of it. It was like the joke. The premise of it was maintaining distance between champions and kiting. So I don't know. There's no real concept for it in FPS gaming, but in like a MOBA, if you maintain a certain distance as a ranged champion, like the melee champ can't hit you, but you can hit them. So the idea is you kite backwards, so you attack whilst you're moving backwards, so that they can never quite reach you.
Yeah. And
so I'm explaining this concept for a champion. I say, so you want them to be close enough to be friendly, but not so close that they can touch you, like your Pokimane and they're a tier 3 sub. So this is how I was sort of wording it in, and that reminded me when you were like, yeah, tier 3 subs and Pokimane. I was like, oh shit, I wrote that joke. So
yeah. I mean,
anyway,
you get what I mean though, don't you? Like, it's not.
Yeah.
They've kind of.
I mean, part of me sort of thinks, well, duh, what did you expect a corporation out there looking to make money to do? But the other half of me is like, yeah, how much is PR worth? Like, surely the good press you would get from, you know, being like good guy Twitch and, you know, sorting this out would sort of help your image. I feel like one of the Twitch's biggest issues is communication and public image as a broadcast platform. It may be the fact that they're just so big that they don't care. I mean,
I need to interrupt you for a second. I'm scrolling down through this tweet looking at the replies for any more good ones.
Yeah.
There's a reply here. Hello, I'm having issues with my Connect through Xbox One to be able to stream. I've restarted my Xbox several times, but unplugged my Connect so I can use my camera, and it keeps giving me the same message, camera not available, though it's usable through other platforms. No, there's no likes, there's no retweets. It is completely irrelevant to the entire thread. Right. Twitch support replied to it. Hey Lemon, sorry for the troubles. We're currently experiencing issues with Connect at this time. They ignored every other thing here and replied to this guy having problems with their Xbox.
It's got to be a bot. It has to be a bot or like they've searched function or something. That's nuts. That is insane.
Like this guy that's post from Fallout, the everyone disliked that.
yeah, everyone disliked that. That's a classic.
They've replied to another one. When I want disable my 2-factor authentication. I'm guessing they mean disable. Disable my 2-factor authentication always says we were unable to verify your Authy code. I want to know why. Hey Kim, I'd suggest reaching out to Authy so they can make sure everything's fine with your Authy account and the codes. So they're answering people asking questions that have nothing to do with the thread.
To be fair, they are genuine support questions.
They are, but they're not new. Yeah. Like they're not posted separately and adding Twitch support. They're replying to this thread about September promotion, and they are like, "Come on!" They're ignoring everyone with legitimate concerns, and just replying to people who have problems that have got nothing to do with any of this. Like that looks even nuts. Worse. It's basically like. They've walked into a room and gone, hey, we're doing this shit thing. sorry for the confusion and disappointment. This is how it is. And then everyone's standing up going, oi, what the fuck? And they're just ignoring them. Like, I'll take questions now. Someone asks something completely irrelevant. Yes, you, sir. I'll answer. This is like such a weird...
Let me answer your question about your Xbox
Let me
issue.
answer your question. That's got nothing
let me
to
sort
do with
that out. Now, let's flip it from situations where we've got a horrible response on social media, somewhere where we got an awesome response on social media. I've chucked you a link to this guy's thread. Now, funnily enough, this comes from one of the creative directors at Twitch. It's a guy called Jack Appleby, apparently, at JuiceBoxCA, I think. I think he's a creative director. I'll check his bio again. Creative strategy, okay? And he talks about the Xbox leak that happened just recently this past week, right? So you've heard about the new consoles?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically Xbox is releasing two consoles now, the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, right? Series S is designed to be more of a budget option, much smaller, like much smaller. It's like the size of two controllers stacked on top of each other, which is nuts. And then there's the chunky boy, which is the X.
Yeah.
Now, it was leaked. The Xbox Series S images and prices were leaked at about 11:30 p.m. on September the 8th, right? Which is before Xbox was supposed to do their full-on release, right? And it hit tech blogs almost immediately, right? Now, this guy, Jack Appleby, breaks down this situation really, really well because it's an excellent example of how you can do public sector, so like PR, social media engagement, especially when you're a large company, right? Twitch, big company, right? I can understand why you might want to say, oh, they're so big, it has to go through the approvals process, takes forever, blah, 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 right? Microsoft, bigger company, right? And they turned it around much faster. So leaks go out, disastrous. Right? Xbox Series S images have been released. Price has been released. Xbox no longer controls the hype. Right? They've basically had that taken from them. Xbox responds 2 hours later. And to be fair, right, the team that runs this social media stuff, or not even to be fair, to their credit, the team that runs this social media stuff, it's 2 a.m. for them. Right? So the leak goes out at about 11:30 p.m. It's 2 a.m. when their first response comes out, and it's the awkward look monkey meme. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Where he's like giving the side eye and then just staring straight ahead.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the entire tweet. It's just,
I saw that.
No words.
So I saw that at work. I opened Twitter, and that was like one of the first things I saw. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Because I didn't know about the leaks or anything. I just saw this fucking monkey, and that had a shitload of interaction. I was like, why is everyone going nuts over them posting this?
Well, because that's what happened. So the Xbox leaked all the images and prices. Xbox is like, well, we can't deny it. So they've gone and posted the awkward monkey meme like, oh, fuck. Okay, then. Right? So then, less than 4 hours after that, so 3:13 a.m. the same day, again, middle of the night for this team, right? They then put up the image. It says, let's make it official. Xbox Series S, next-gen performance and then they use some text manipulation with Twitter to put smallest in very, very tiny characters. Xbox ever, 299 ERP, looking forward to sharing more soon, promise, right? So they add that in there, and they also add in the top comment, they put a lock emoji and a heart emoji, right? So what this guy talks about, what they've done is they've basically responded to the leak like they've kind of just done like a head nod with the awkward monkey meme, earned themselves a lot of like what I would refer to as like internet cred. That's basically that's like some slow clap shit right there. That's like well played, right? Then they followed it up with, yeah, you're right. Here it is. Check it out, right? But we've got more info soon, right? So what they've done is they've basically kind of like it's almost like they've cut the limb off, right? They've got this leak. They've got a huge issue. They've flipped it and given themselves like a little bit of cred with the meme. And then they've gone, yep, here's the info in official format, but we've actually got more to tell you about this. And so all of a sudden it's back in Xbox's control.
Yeah.
And it's all happened like overnight. And by the way, they're still being looked at positively at this point. Like the monkey meme has given them so much headroom that they've now just been able to turn it around and be the good guys. And then midday, that same day, they do like the full-on CGI proper reveal about the Xbox Series S. And they talk about it and how it was smashed and, you know, they've done all this really, really good job. It's fantastic. And so the Xbox gaming guy ended up responding to this tweet by Appleby where he breaks it down. He's like, yep, couldn't be more proud of the Xbox team. There are a bunch of people who were like, oh, so this must have been the European division considering how late it was. And they were like, nope, this was the American guys. They got up at 2-3 in the morning and they solved this. And it's awesome to see.
I wonder how much they get paid though to be like more or less on the clock constantly. Like they could have to work at any moment because something might happen.
I would bet that because it's reveal season for the new consoles, and this is like the biggest thing to happen to Microsoft, well, to the Xbox in like what, 3-4 years?
A while. Yeah, in a little while.
Yeah. That everyone's just all hands on deck. I wouldn't be surprised if they were just around the clock, like phones out, people rushing everywhere. Like this would be incredibly stressful for them. They would be so on point exactly for this reason, because there's so much hype surrounding it. People are going to leak stuff like this. And it boggles my mind, right, that a major leak with a huge financial ramification that could come from improper marketing with these leaks, right, is not only like resolved, but flipped in their favor by a company larger than Twitch in like a matter of less than a day. Whereas Twitch has decided when it comes to their September mess up, right, that they're like, oh, we're going to go the complete opposite direction. We're going to go the complete opposite direction. You're wrong. It's a bug. You're the bad guys for exploiting the bug. Yeah. And it just boggles my mind.
And they tried to spin it as them being good guys. They were like, look, just to be clear, anyone who's already taken advantage of the bug, don't worry, we're not going to revert that. You still get to keep like
GG's, champ.
How fucking generous of you to give us that one little thing.
Yeah, thanks, you philanthropists at Twitch. I love you. So
I mean, I understand they're a business, they're there to make money, but like every now and then, it'd probably be nice to just give people like something back like that. The amount of fucking ads that they slam us with.
I'm just surprised that they like these just seem so. I wonder if their bad PR doesn't affect their bottom line as much as I think it does.
Probably doesn't,
because every company is motivated by money. You have to wonder with Ninja and Shroud coming back to Twitch, where's the danger here? You know, like they're just kind of just chugging on, making money. They don't care as long as the platform has the most viewers and they have the features and the culture there. Twitch has got a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah,
and like it's kind of nuts to think about. Even then, it's Microsoft, man. Microsoft owns the most used OS in the world, and yet they still have a social media team that can, not completely shit the bed.
Well, I mean, the Xbox team's a bit different to Microsoft as a whole, but yeah,
that's
I get what you're saying.
And I mean, look, the Xbox team, and not only did they not shit the bed, somebody else shit in their bed and they sorted it out. Like that's...
Mate, they caught someone else mid shit in their bed and they fucking flung them out of the house. Like they threw them straight out the fucking window.
They kicked the shit back in and kicked them out of their house.
Oh, man.
It's incredible.
I can't remember where I heard. It might have been something I heard on Achievement Hunter, but like they were talking about like shitting in reverse, and I can't think of anything worse than like your shit going back up your ass. Like,
oh my God.
just the thought of that happening is like, I don't want to know how that feels. That I don't know why.
God,
I don't know why what you said made me think of that. Kicking the shit back up their ass, I think. That scene from Undercover Brother where he like kicks a dude in the asshole and like it shows his foot in his ass and it's like X-ray and you see his toes wiggling. Have you seen that?
No. That's so bad. I think Twitch could do a lot with its PR. It's kind of pretty horrible.
Well, the other thing is you're talking in terms of PR. So with the Xbox leak, that was PR team that responded to that. With the monkey meme, what happens after that is not really up to them. With Twitch PR, this is probably something that the PR team didn't really have control over what happened. They were just given the information and said like, you need to tell everyone this. And they're like, this is a hard sell. People aren't going to be happy about this. Oh, well, if you have a problem with it, you can take it up with Bezos. Oh, all right. I'll post the thing then.
Yeah, the more I think about it, I wonder if I'm being unfair to Twitch, which is, because it might be like an apple to oranges comparison, right? Like the Xbox team had the advantage of an outside force coming in to ruin their party, whereas with Twitch was kind of ruining their own party. So I'm like probably being a little bit unfair to their PR team.
It's like two separate people who organize the party, and one of them just decides to, all the decorations and everything that they've had prepared, and then they unfurl everything, and it's a bunch of swastikas, and the other person's like, "Oh my god, I had no idea that this is what you had done.
I had no idea. Yeah, this is yeah."
How am I supposed to keep these people here when you've got like a fucking giant portrait of Hitler on the wall? Everyone's gonna leave now.
Yeah,
Why did you do this?
Yeah, it just I got no words. I can't. It's just, how do you mess it up? Like it comes across as so condescending, I think, is probably where I'm getting at.
Definitely.
In that they're like, anyone that has already, taken advantage of us as such a great company being Twitch, haha, the everyman, we're so cool. You get to keep a sub, but everyone else.
When you're a kid and you have friends over, and your mum's like trying to pretend to be nice, and she's like, "Oh, do you guys want?" And like offering them all this shit, like all the cool foods and like soft drinks and shit, and you're like, "What the fuck, mum? We don't get this shit when there's no one else here.
How come I don't get to drink soft drink during the day?
How come you don't give me these things?" Who are these assholes to you, my friends? They're nobody. I'm your fucking kid.
Since when have we had fun-sized Mars bars in the house? Where did this shit come from?
Where the fuck was that before? It's like, it is something that's really cool. It's only for new people. You guys who've been here for a while can go fuck yourselves.
Exactly. Yeah, you guys can play on the video game system. I gotta vacuum the house to do that.
Let's give something that most gamers above the age of like, I don't know, 24, 25 will understand. It's like when a friend comes over to your house, and then instead of you using the proper licensed controller and then using the off-brand shit one, you swap that. You are taking the shit controller that the left analog stick drifts, and one of the buttons is a bit dodgy and fucked.
Controller, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah.
Mad Cats.
Mad Cats. That's it. Yeah.
Do you remember the unbranded PS1? They were like a DualShock shape, but they like the vibration was really weak, and you could get them at like Red Dot stores and stuff, and they were like $15.
And some of them would be translucent and stuff like that.
Translucent red and shit. Oh. You take them out the pack, and like before you've even done anything with them, like you're barely holding the controller, and it's creaking in your hands. You're like, well, this is not a good sign.
Yeah, that's it. You go to turn in Mario Kart, makes that kind of like.
It's like something's going. It's not gonna work very well.
Oh my lord!
I can't play Tekken with this. What the fuck?
Nah, can't be done. That's it. I'm gonna get ruined.
This is what it feels like. It's like we're trying to draw new people in, but people who've been supporting, this system that we have in place for any length of time get nothing.
Yeah, no, that's it. I think that's probably it. It's just it's just the indignation in that they've like, hey, long-term crowd, get fucked. New people, welcome in. And
we know you assholes will keep giving us money anyway, so fuck you.
Yeah, so it's a little bit condescending, a little bit exploitative, but what could you do?
How did Twitch just fucking they're like, so we've done a thing, We've got rid of Hassan. Yes. Also, September is now cucked. No.
do it the other way around. Do it the other way around. Go, September's now cucked. Everyone goes, oh no. And they're like, oh, but we got Hassan. Everyone's like, yay.
Oh, I guess.
I guess that's a win.
Also, so what's happening with the doc? All right, thank you for your time. Goodbye.
Yeah. What happened to Doc? Oh, well, time.
I don't have all the information on that situation. I'll have to look into it.
Sorry, guys. I'm just going to talk to Jim in marketing.
It's the same as watching, like, if you've watched any of the times airsoft bills have come up in Parliament. And they're trying to get straight answers out of them. And always, whoever it is who's answering the questions on why they are banned in Australia, they don't have any answers. They're like, oh, I'm not really sure. Like, there's... You know, they sit down and discuss it, and they you know, it's always like they're putting it on some other group, some other part of the government that's made this decision. It's like, well, isn't it your job? You knew that this was coming up. Isn't it your job to look into this beforehand and come with as much information as possible?
Yeah, there is. So, I mean, we have to do a halftime read in a second, but there's a reason why they do that. It's literally because they can't take a side on certain subjects. I've seen it before where they brief people and they say, you literally cannot talk about this subject. So if you ever get a question about that, talk about something else. Which is why when you see like people go to these Senate hearings and whatnot, they're like, what do you think about the color blue? And they're like, well, see, here's the thing about colors generally is you have to consider that there's a whole spectrum of them. When I think about red, I think about, you know, this. When I think about yellow, I think about this. And it's kind of just about, you know, seeing it all in the wider scheme of things. And
then, you know, red and yellow can be mixed, and then you've got orange, and there's all different kinds of oranges.
Exactly. And then the guy's like, yeah, I didn't ask you about colors, I asked you about blue. Yeah, but you have to understand that in the greater context, blah, blah, blah. Like, they'll just dance around the question. It's because they can't assert a position. So, you'll watch it. It's incredibly frustrating because
it is very frustrating.
The people asking the questions will identify an area where they can't talk, and they'll just press them on it until they look like an idiot or make a mistake. So, yeah, that's...
Oh, fuck.
That's kind of how cross-examination
my coffee's
works
running low here.
Oh, yes. Coffee time. You're on the lead here, man. You wrote the first joke for this one.
Do you want a cup of coffee that'll help you to understand why my Twitter posts are so fucked?
I would actually love that. That would be a good cup of coffee. Do you want a cup of coffee that'll make you feel like you could bitch slap someone with the moon?
I don't know. I feel like a hand is good enough.
Good enough. You don't want to hit him with the lunar orbit.
I don't need to hit him with the moon. Do you want a cup of coffee that'll get you wound up and ready to blast Twitch for their terrible, worthless promotions?
Absolutely. We've already smashed it a little bit.
It seemed like you're already there.
I'm already there. Do you want a cup of coffee that'll make you feel like you can ignore Einstein's theory of insanity and do the same shit you did on YouTube before you got banned and expect different results, Titan?
Now for a second there, that's leading into something. But I want you to reread your joke exactly as you've typed it in the script.
I don't think I want to.
Oh, that's okay. I'll do it for you. Do you want a cup of coffee that'll make you feel like you can ignore Einstein's theory of insanity and do the same shit you did on YouTube before you got banned and expect different results?
Yeah, well, listen.
I like how I saw you click there and you were about to fix it and you realized it was too late. I was already there.
I was like, God damn it. Oh, buddy.
Maybe he won't notice.
Maybe you won't notice. Maybe it'll be gone.
I feel like at the start of that joke, I heard you stumble for a second. I feel like you realized you noticed the mistake and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, because I read about 3 words ahead of my mouth. So I got there and I was like,
I heard you realize your mistake. I heard the exact moment you realized you fucked up.
I was like, kept playing on.
Same shit you do on YouTube before you got banned and expect different results. Mate, Leafy was on Twitch. Was.
So, for those of you that are not super caught up, Leafy, a controversial YouTuber sitting at about the 5 million bracket. So, no joke. Big guy. And his content is what I would sort of describe as very derisive emo teenager ramblings. Basically, he would put these gameplays in the background, which used to be these like CSGO, like knife sliding videos or whatever. And he would basically just spend 20 minutes shitting on a subject. He'd just say, oh, this person's garbage. Their content's garbage. This is horrible. They're disingenuous. This is horrible. Blah, blah, blah. This is so boring. Blah, blah, blah. Look, for his demographic, they love that kind of stuff. His demographic is all like high school aged kids, right? And they're like, yeah, Pokemon, sips. Sips are crying. Right. And it was a big, big deal. And we covered it, I think it was like 2 podcasts ago, where we found out that Leafy got banned live. We actually saw it about an hour after he got banned. I was on YouTube with you on the podcast, and I was like, "Holy crap, he's actually been banned." We went
to look at his account for something. I can't remember what we were looking for.
For the Pokemon videos.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And then we couldn't find him. And
yeah. So if you guys want to check out that episode, you can. You can hear our live reaction to finding out that Leafy was banned before it was everywhere. But basically, once he worked out that YouTube had banned him, there was a big discussion about freedom of speech, which doesn't apply in a scenario like that, considering that they're a private company. Mm-hmm. You could argue that social media is so ingrained into everyday life that it needs the same kind of moderation that the public sector has. To a certain extent, yes. Like Facebook kind of took it upon itself to be very clear about fake news, because a lot of people get their news from Facebook nowadays. Facebook sort of took it upon themselves to distinguish between like conspiracy theories and stuff. But there's no public regulation, right? Like they're still private corporate entities, so they can just do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
I almost just lost my train of thought there. That once he'd been banned, there was a big discussion about freedom of speech and whether he should have been banned. And he was basically banned for harassing content, right? He made 12 videos about Pokemon. He made 12 videos basically harassing her life, that sort of business. And he was banned for harassment, right? Now, his response was, why are we banning people for not liking other creators? It's like, well, we're not banning you for not liking other creators. Not only are we not banning you for criticizing other creators, it's harassment when you make your 12th video in like 2 weeks and all you have to say is that she's a horrible person that is draining simps for money, right? Like, there has to be a line there somewhere. You need to understand how to make your point in a way that is still abiding by the terms of service. No one's stopping you from saying the things that you want to say, right?
Yeah.
You can go out into the street tomorrow and say the same things that you wanted to say before, but you just can't use Facebook or YouTube to do it, right? So in this case, YouTube. After he got banned on YouTube, he made the switch over to Twitch, and he started doing the same shit that he was doing on YouTube.
But live.
And yeah, can we also just talk about the fact that his sub alert box, I don't know if you ever caught any of his streams, but it took up the entire fucking screen. And he must have been running like a 2 PC setup because his view was obstructed the whole time. But I was watching it and people would sub and like the whole video was covered. I'm like, how is anybody watching this?
Yeah.
Like I feel like people were just watching it because they were like, oh, it's Leafy on Twitch, Pog.
Do you remember the streamer that had their alerts taking up about a third to a half of their screen?
Yes.
And it was a GIF of them doing a shot. And it was just, it covered fucking the direct, like dead center of the fucking gameplay. It's like why?
Yeah, I mean, I get if you want it to like be in the center of the screen, but you still want it to be like, if that's the case, it should be brief or translucent. Like, yeah, you don't want it to obstruct your gameplay too much.
And it was so long too. It was up on the screen for fucking ages. I remember
like 10 seconds.
Yeah. We were both watching for some reason, and then when the alerts were going off, you started asking me, "My good God, what is going on with?" I said, "That's her alerts, dude. Those are the alerts."
I thought it was a meme.
I can't see anything.
I thought it was a meme. I thought, we don't want to name this person because I think they still stream. I don't know. They could have quit since I last checked.
No,
but they still stream.
Let's not give away too much
quit.
information.
Oh, okay. Anyway, look. Point is, I hope that they've learnt since. Anyway. Leafy was on Twitch, right? And his alerts are horrible, but he was on Twitch and he'd just been banned off YouTube. And then he got banned off Twitch. Was it for the same stuff?
Basically, hate speech.
Hate speech.
Mm-hmm.
Leafy is here, permanent ban just weeks after YouTube ban. So Esports did an article
like
about
hateful,
it.
harassing content or something like that.
Yeah. So Rod Breslau Slasher broke the news because of course he did. So he gets his thing. He puts up a tweet and he says, WTF Bezos, I started having fun at Twitch support. Is there any appealing this? Was my first offense. So engaging in hateful conduct and threats of violence against a person or group of people on stream or VOD. Yeah, so this one, here's the thing. It's like that particular reason in the TOS, that will get you permit. Hateful conduct and threats of violence. Leafy's argument, it's only my first offense. Why did I get permit? It's the same kind of argument when I get people that are charged with GBH or murder. And they're like, do I have to go to jail? It's my first offense. Like, yes, you're going to jail.
No, actually, no, you're right. Everyone gets one murder.
Yeah.
And then after that, you have to go to jail.
Yeah, it's the first time I killed someone. Don't I get probation? Like,
yeah, come on, man. No. I've never killed anyone before. This is the only time.
It's not like you. It's not like you said something horrible or by accident, right? Like it's not as if let's take the use a hate speech example. Let's take the PewDiePie bridge incident, right? PewDiePie bridges. Do you remember this?
Or my GoldenEye incident.
Or your GoldenEye incident. Your GoldenEye incident's a little bit different, I think, because Pewds dropped a hard R. But basically, he was on a bridge, he got frustrated and dropped an N-bomb, right? Immediately apologized. Got shit for it for over a month. Still gets flack about it, right? Mm-hmm. And there's actually a really funny moment when the Doc streams with Pewds and Doc's chat keeps spamming, asking him about the bridge. Anyway, he got temporarily banned because he was like, look, it should never have happened. It was effectively, you put it in the same category as it's like a flash in the pan moment. He didn't really mean it. I'm not going to say it's an accident because it wasn't an accident. He did it on purpose. You don't accidentally drop an N-bomb, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't think he meant it. There was no force behind it. Once he realized what he'd said, he was like, oh God, I've done something horrible, right? Mm-hmm. Leafy, on the other hand, is like, it's not a matter of, Pewds goes, I got into a bar fight and got super angry and punched a guy. I shouldn't have done that. That was a terrible thing to do. Leafy's example is he walks into a bar, punches a guy, gets arrested, and they're like, why'd you punch that guy? He's like, because I fucking felt like it. And they're like, all right, well, you're going to go to jail. I was like, my first offense, don't I get a warning? It's two very different vibes. Two very, very different vibes. I need a second chance. No, you don't. Hate speech and violence against others is one of the ones that you will immediately get permit for. Well, and there is a very, very simple example and a reason for that. It's because of swatting.
So now you're arguing the difference between something that happened heat of the moment versus something that's premeditated. Now, his YouTube videos, absolutely premeditated. Were his streams? Is he that organized? I don't know if he would be, man. His content for a long time has been all videos, which is editing and fucking around. He can take shit out that he thinks might get him banned. But live, he might have dropped stuff that he's like, oh fuck, I've got to edit that out. Oh, I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I can't edit that out. It doesn't work like that. I mean, so, my point is less whether it's premeditated. My point is more the fact that it's you don't always get a second chance. You don't always get a warning. Some stuff they will ping you for. Some stuff they will just yeet you for.
Well, the other thing is he's fresh off a fucking YouTube ban. You'd think you would sit down and go, all right, how did this happen?
Yeah.
How can I not have this happen on the next platform that I go to?
You don't get a fresh start.
No, not really.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to start on an entirely new platform. I get a fresh start. No, you don't. The fact that you had 2,000 people watching you for your first stream and you'd never streamed on the platform before should tell you that this is anything but a fresh start.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And this is what I was saying before. That particular term of service, that particular one, they ramped it up because of swatting. because people would like send people, and people have died. People have died from swatting before.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that they will absolutely ping you for. You will just get permit right off the bat. And I use that example. It's like, oh, I got no warning, Mr. Bezos. Like, first of all, Jeff Bezos has fucking nothing to do with Twitch. Like, Jeff Bezos could care less about Twitch, right?
I realize that people like I think I'm one of the people who understands that, but still throws his name in there anyway because it's Amazon money.
Yeah.
So, but the people who like mention him and like I've seen people at him before about Twitch stuff, and it's like you realize that he's like the old fucking grandfather who has no idea what their like the grandkids are doing. So when
one of my favorites is when people at one of the Riot co-founders, he like usually has the handle Tryndamere. They usually at Tryndamere about balance issues in game. He does not give a single flying fuck about balance. That guy's job is to secure sponsors. It's to make sure that the game's heading in a good direction overall. It's to make sure he has funding for certain departments, looking 3-4 years in the ahead. What do they want to do? Riot's in one of the biggest areas of expansion they've ever had. They've released a card game. They're going to release a tabletop game. They've released a shooter. They've got a fighting game in the works. Like, he's dealing with all of this. He's probably been dealing with all of that for 3-4 years now, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't care if this particular champion that you don't like is balanced when you consider it with this item. Like, same thing. Leafy's like, I got banned. Bezos helped me. Bezos is too busy making sure that he doesn't get sued from all the workers he underpays in fucking warehouses.
Quick, where's Bezos? We have to show him this tweet. I think he's swimming in his Scrooge McDuck coin pile. Get him out.
It appears as if Jeff Bezos, one of the only billionaires in the world who probably severely benefited from COVID. Yes, that gentleman cares about what you've done. I'm
sure. Yeah, fucking quick, get Jeff on the horn. Fuck, calls him up. What's the problem? Oh, Leafy's been banned on Twitch. What? Not on my platform. Why would he fucking care? Why would he give a shit?
Let me get a private jet for my private jet so that I can sit inside the parked private jet to go and fix Leafy's problem. Like, it's just ridiculous, silly.
Well, I mean, I just thought it was hilarious that he bothered to like that he added him at all. Like, what? Firstly, he doesn't know who you are and he doesn't care who you are. Secondly, how would he fix this when he doesn't have any any involvement in running Twitch? Thirdly, if he did go and look at your content, if you honestly would draw his attention to your content, what you do you think he is going to want to bring you back onto his platform that he makes money from? Do you think he wants to draw that kind of attention to something he owns?
As we've already discussed, Twitch has enough PR issues as is.
Like, do you want to get permanently banned forever? Because that's the only thing that can come from that.
Oh, it's just nuts.
It's also like a weird so Twitch bans him. So he fucking at Bezos. Like, well, mum said no, so I'm gonna go ask dad.
Yeah, that's not even mum. That's not even mum said no. So complained to grandpa. Dad. Yeah, that's like your mate won't give you a bit of his roll up at lunchtime, so you tell the principal about it. Yeah, like that's what that is. Like, you walk into his office, he's like, "Hey, listen, Mr. Brown, I was talking to my mate Jerry at lunchtime, and basically he had this fruit roll up, and I gave him a Redskin like a week ago, so I figured, we were bros, he would share his roll up with me, but then he didn't, and I know that the school policy is all about like caring and sharing, so I feel like that's maybe he needs to be expelled. That's what I'm saying. Like, I needed a bit of that fruit roll up." He's sitting there like looking over all of the enrollments for the year, trying to figure out whether his sports program is rated the best in the state. And he's like, "You want me to deal with a roll up?"
He's looking at a fucking. He's got paperwork because one of his staff's under investigation for allegations.
One of the older teachers is grabbing asses, and he's like, "You want me to deal with a roll up right now?"
He's been looking under the desks, up skirts and stuff. Yeah, like
yes.
This is the problem you're gonna bring to me. Like I got fucking I got potential sexual predators working like in my staff. You want me to give a fuck about a quarter of a roll up that you didn't get shared with you?
So today we learnt that not only does Leafy breach the terms of service and incur a ban from Twitch, he also doesn't fucking understand how the ban system works on Twitch. So
who to appeal to?
It should come as no surprise that he has messed it up. Yeah, it's just. Oh, man.
To be fair, he did at Twitch support, but I mean.
Yeah, okay, but if you at Twitch support and you don't get a response, you don't then at Bezos thinking that Bezos is going to be like, hey, Twitch support,
did he
get your
at
shit
Bezos,
together.
or did he just say his name? I think he just said his name in the tweet. I don't think he added him.
I mean, it'd be funnier if he did, but
it would be funnier if he did. But I wonder if he didn't at him specifically because of what I said. Like, you really don't want that guy's attention on you for this reason.
God
Do you
damn.
want him to fucking yeet you permanently from the platform? Because he will.
Can we, sorry, I read another tweet from Slasher just now. It came up because I just saw like like I searched for Leafy, and this comes up. You remember FaZe Jarvis? He got banned for cheating on Fortnite.
Yeah, it was the guy cheating in Fortnite.
Yeah. FaZe Jarvis says, it's been nearly a year since Epic banned me. Tonight at 6 p.m, I'm playing Fortnite for the first time back on Twitch. Rod Breslau says, an Epic Games spokesperson has confirmed Jarvis is still banned from Fortnite, so he must want to compete with Leafy on speed running the fastest ban possible. And there he goes. And then Breslau says, Jarvis with the new speed run ban any percent. 15 minutes. Oh, really?
Is that actually what happened?
I have to check this out just right now.
I mean,
do you want to talk about the Peace Pigeons, the docs editor thing from your perspective?
I don't know, man. We're at an hour already. Like, do you want to leave that into it? Because that's not going away.
Looks like he's deleted the clip, I think. Oh, wait, here we go. 3 hours ago, little Jarvis. He was playing Fortnite. He was buying skins, I guess. Let's see. Clips. 3.8k views, 30 seconds. 5 days ago.
I'm guessing he made a new account.
I can't find it. Anyway. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole meme. But, okay. Let's talk about this Peace Pigeon thing just to close things out.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I've talked to you about this before, but whenever I make
Briefly,
YouTube videos, I try to make them at a cut above generally where people are at for my level. The reason why is because I've always taken this philosophy that I want to be able to go back and look at my YouTube videos and still think that that's a cool video, right? So one of the things that I try to model myself after is one particular guy called Peace Pigeon. And Peace Pigeon used to make League videos like 2.5 years ago, and they were very clean. He did a lot of like 3D After Effects stuff, and that kind of separated him from the pack. And a lot of his editing was very clean. Like everything fit and worked, and it was smooth, right? Like it didn't feel like he just slapped subtitles over the top. Like the subtitles would kind of like move with the camera, or they would, pop in very subtly, and it kind of made it feel all together, right? Now, Peace Pigeon just left like about 4 years ago to go work at Riot, right? And then after that, he didn't post for like 2.5 years, right? Like he must have just given up, basically. And I was talking to you like later on when I was getting an editor. I was like, yeah, I think eventually I'd love to make videos on the same level that the doc makes videos, or that Peace Pigeon, used to make videos. Like this kind of like really, really, really polished style, right? Now, I found out something over the weekend that my two favorite editors, Doc's editor and Peace Pigeon, are the same person.
Yeah.
Peace Pigeon left 2.5 years ago to work for Doc. So I've been talking to you, and you've heard me talk about this before, right? Where I've been like, the Doc's editor's Pog, Peace Pigeon's Pog, and I didn't make the connection until I looked it up on Twitter. Somebody asked Peace Pigeon about how he edits Doc's videos and whether he uses some plugins and whatnot, and he talked about all the plugins. He's like, yeah, I've been doing it for 2.5 years. It just blew my mind. I was just like, off chops.
Yeah.
It was incredible to see. So, yeah, I mean, look, that was just an awesome moment for me, finding out that one of the big creators from my high school years, a lot of the stuff that inspired me to play a lot of League, and one of the a lot of really good memories watching his stuff. Yeah, he's now the Doc's editor, and the Doc is arguably my favorite streamer, which also makes a lot of sense as to why I love both like the Doc's content. Like, it's the same guy.
At least the video, like the edited video stuff.
Yeah,
you probably don't catch many of his streams, I'd imagine.
Yeah. No, the streams would be all Doc and Alex. By the way, people keep asking whether Alex is real, and like Doc, like viewers will always be like, "Of course Alex is real. What the fuck are you talking about? Next time you're going to say he's not the 2-time." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I see what the meme is now." But I mean, yeah, I'd love to figure out whether Alex is actually real one of these days.
No, I don't think so. I think if you have a look at Doc's setup, like he's shown like his office and his desk setups and things over the years, and it's very obviously set up for one person man to control. Yeah. So I think when he's yelling at Alex and like looking around, that's him stalling while he does things. And he doesn't want to be sitting there staring at the screen or like, "Oh, just give me a second, guys. Just going to do this one thing really quickly. 2 seconds." You know, he's like clicking on things and changing shit. He needs to keep people entertained somehow. And by screaming at this assistant that doesn't exist, you know, he's taking the attention away from what he's actually doing. It's funny, like what you mentioned that, we'll do that in a sec. I just wanted to throw out like, what you've described is kind of a thing in music as well. Like,
finding
a good example for me.
Bands and stuff.
Yeah, like so you know the band Toto, Africa.
Yeah.
Rosanna. Yeah, there's other songs.
Hold the Line.
Yes, they've been a backing like very early on. A few of them were studio musicians and kind of like a backing band for other artists. Yeah. There's a Boz Scaggs song that I've liked for fucking ages. Never really bothered to look into it. I remember thinking like, man, this fucking guitar player, like I swear I've heard this guitar player before. It all sounds really familiar to me. It's the dude from Toto. The song Breakdown Dead Ahead, like all the guitar stuff is the dude from Toto. I was like, oh, well, fucking that makes sense.
There you go.
But yeah, it's just like that stuff happens in music all the fucking time. And it's, I don't know whether you'd say that that's bigger scale or small. I suppose it's a bigger scale, like a way bigger scale than what you're describing. But just for you to not realize or not know for like, what, 2.5 years?
2.5 years.
It's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Surprising that he never announced it or anything either. Like maybe Doc was like, try and keep this quiet for a bit, as long as possible.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it happens about like 6 months after he does like a Doc montage. So the Doc must have seen it and then got in contact with him and been like, "Hey,
hey, come do this for me.
Yeah, come to the arena. Let's talk."
Come to the arena.
Yeah.
All right then. Fucking let's do comments. There's only one. There's iHole Man. Crazy added a comment on delete that please as well. So
okay.
We'll go back to that first, I guess, and then do iHole Man's comment from the last one.
All right, so let's talk about delete that, please. Crazy's comment. Oh, he's added timestamps. Yes.
That rollback from Visto. Oh yeah, when I told you what I had said. Yeah.
That rollback from Viz.
The thing that made it so bad was because there was some randoms viewing his stream at the time. Yeah, there's a couple people in there I've never seen before. But at least they found it funny. Like I think they knew that like it wasn't a thing like I'd said it really maliciously and was like screaming white supremacist stuff. Like it was just a fuck up. Like I just left out some of the words of what I wanted to fucking say.
That's it.
But anyway, that was That VOD's gone. So's the clip.
Rip by, but now it lives on in the podcast, immortalized.
Sort of.
100 IQ play, Titan. Crazy clip that to see what he missed, but Crazy was unaware of, was when you close the tab without cancelling it, it publishes the clip. You're welcome, by the way.
Yeah,
so there you
that's
go.
The butthole shirt.
Yep. Now, I was talking about General Sam. He says the one thing people hate in Tarkov. Need I say it? Head eyes. Pog. Yeah. What else we got? Eyehole Man in the most recent one, he says, I won't be buying any 30 series cards anytime soon, purely because of the price. Despite how cheap it is in comparison to the 20 series, because I don't have a job. Lol, thanks COVID. About the Twitch bans. Devin Nash did a video about the ban system at Twitch. They basically have departments for different categories of offenses, and those departments are a group of people that talk about it, and then they send it off to the ban system. I guess that's why there's inconsistencies, because it's different people deliberating about different situations, and they never compare it to other offenses. They are also not allowed to say anything to anyone other than the streamer if they broke terms of service. Hang on, wait, there's more. On top of that, they can also ban anyone whom they deem inappropriate to their business platform, in which the definition of inappropriate is to their own discretion. Yeah, so they have like a catch-all phrase, but yeah, basically what he's saying is Devin Nash talked about the ban system. I've seen that video as well. It's very, very similar to the judicial system and how parliament and, court works and that sort of stuff. The big thing that Twitch has that is cucking itself right now is a lack of precedent. You need to publish why bans have been done in the past to justify why bans would be done in the future and to act as a guide. Yeah. Like, that's all you need. That's all you need. And all of a sudden, not only is the system just, but it is perceived to be just, and the whole thing works. Like, well, that's all you need.
Also, that would mean that people would be less likely to break the rules unintentionally because they would know where the lines are drawn. They
clarity,
know what they
baby.
Can and can't get away with. So you would have less issues to address in the first place.
Yeah. It's all about clarity. You just need to make sure that people understand.
So before we go anywhere, I want you to go to our messages and scroll all the way up to a file called oops.mp4.
Oops.mp4. Where am I looking?
Our DMs in Discord.
Okay. All right. Oops.mp4.
You can either play it or download it and play it or whatever, but have the volume up so you can hear it.
Is it above the thumbnails? Above firing range? Above Shroud? Cyberpunk?
Our DMs.
I've gone too far. Yeah, your DM.
Too far.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a carnival. Oh no, thumbnails. Below the thumbnails, there's a carnival video. Then there's
Totally
two things
80s
you sent me.
Carnival. Yep, and then a real estate thing. NULLSCORE. Yeah, I don't see it.
Didn't send to you. It's very strange. I mean, I did send it. It's on my end. Hang on a sec. I'll fix this. I'll fix this right now.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Right. Sitting here, like looking at the monkey beam from Xbox. There's some stuff from MGS5 here.
There we go.
One new message. All right, headed down. Oops.mp4. Oh, this is the clip.
Yeah, I need your reaction to this.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no, Titano. Buddy. You can't say that, son. Holy moly. Yeah, that's a goof.
Can you understand how, can you see the moment where I realized, oh.
Yeah, it's in your eyes.
Like, what?
It's in your eyes. it's simultaneously laughing and also terrified. You're like, oh, God, oh, fuck, oh, God.
Because like I described last week, I was like, I knew what I meant to say and I knew immediately what had come out of my mouth. And I also knew if I try to explain myself, it's not going to work.
There's no way out of that. There's no way out of that.
I can't right now. I've had too much to drink and I will just stumble over everything.
Yep.
Because you panic with shit like that, I think. Most people would panic with that and start going oh fuck, no. And then try to it just sounds like you're covering it up.
Yeah, I think you'd panic.
Whereas I wasn't really so much interested in covering up as being That is not the sentence that was formed in my head. That's not what came out of my mouth. Is not the same sentence that I had in mind.
Damn.
I just needed a live. I needed to hear your reaction to that.
My reaction is, oh no.
Oh no.
Well, if you want to talk to us on Twitter, you can. It's at Titan, TITAN_5150 or at Viscerous TV. You can also catch us live, twitch.tv/T1TAN5150 or twitch.tv/Viscerous TV. You can also check out the video version of the NULLSCORE podcast on YouTube. Just search for NULLSCORE, blue and red logo. It's right there. And it's also available on all good audio platforms. If you're more of a video listener looking for something you can play in the car, anything close... Oh, video watching.
You just said
video. I try so hard.
I know you do this every week, and all I do is like sit here quietly waiting for you to make a mistake and call you out on it. It's not really fair, is it? Like, you fucked up.
1 week I'll get you to do it. That'll be it.
Yeah, but I'll type it out first. I'll type it all out so I can read it like I do with my intros.
There you go. Anything else you want to say before we close it up?
Yeah, the audio version is all caught up and up to date, and
yes, yeah, we did that, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. So now,
so anyone who is watching and would prefer to be listening, that shouldn't fall behind again. Yeah, you should be able to listen at the same time as the video goes live. Yep. I'm thinking about actually putting the audio one up like a day before, if we can, because it requires less effort to put the audio one up than the video one. The video one's a little bit trickier, especially with thumbnails, which we're also fucking far behind on still.
Yeah, we are pretty far behind.
We've got that's all getting fixed as well. I don't know. We just we got really busy. I was gonna say we got lazy, but it's not really that. We both just got busy with our own separate things, and we kind of both slacked off with stuff that we were doing with the podcast, but we should be getting some help soon, so that should all be fixed up.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. No, not heaps of details, but we'll get there.
Well, details, I guess, yeah. I don't really want to give too much detail in case things don't go quite the way that they are planned, which they probably won't. So there's no point giving details that are inaccurate. I don't want to accidentally lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Rightio. Yeah, I don't have a joke for this one.
No worries at all. All right, well, we'll catch all of you guys next time. I'll be away for work during next week, but I'll be back for podcast Saturday, so we might talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
I'll catch you all next time.
Thanks for watching, guys. See ya. Actually, no, I do have something. I do have something. Okay. So,
wait, what?
Do you know how unfair it is? Have you already pressed the button? Surely not.
Yeah. What? No, I haven't pressed the button.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so I think it's really fucking unfair. And I had another conversation. I don't know why this conversation... I feel like I have this at least once a year with someone. So it's perfectly acceptable for girls to have a collection of differently shaped and coloured vibrators. That's fine. But if a guy has anything, any sort of thing, he's probably a sexless virgin creeper fucking sexual deviant.
Yes.
Why is that a thing? If I want to own a fucking jackhammer with a fleshlight attachment on it, why is that so bad? Why is that terrible?
Why is this a thing? What? Where did this come from?
I don't know, man. I'm just like, I can't remember where the fuck it came from. It's just